Hey guys, welcome to After the Hype with your man Jay Will for the iPhone 7. Now this is my 6S over here, and this is my 7. This is my 64 gig, one of them, and this is my 256 gig iPhone 7. Now the iPhone 7 Plus will be here soon enough. I just can't stress it enough. It's still delayed. But we will see videos on that phone, I promise you. You'll even see some follow-ups on the Galaxy Note 7 because I do have one of those as well to review. So I actually have to go over and pick it up actually. But living with the iPhone 7, wow, what is it with this phone? For some reason, it just looks smaller than the iPhone 6S, but I don't know. It just has to be the color of the phone. It's actually really, really nice. So somebody made a comment saying, "What's up with these people going crazy over the color black for the iPhone 7?" Well, if you remember the iPhone 5, it was black, and I really enjoy the iPhone 5 in black. I love that premium feel of the iPhone 5, and the color actually did a lot for it. So how's it been living with the iPhone 7? Well, one good news, as you'll hear, is that I didn't really have to use the battery pack that I reviewed from Zero Lemon like I thought I would. Yeah, this doesn't have the the longest battery or biggest battery, but it is still really, really good. If you're wondering what the horse is, shout out to UT Arlington. One of our boys just went up to UT Arlington, so he's there. So the iPhone 7 is not going to give you much difference in feel in hand or anything from the iPhone 6S. So disclaimer, I start again by letting you guys know, if you have the iPhone 6S, you really don't have to upgrade to the iPhone 7. If you have a 5S, which we do have 5Ss and 5 still, then I would say go ahead and upgrade. Even if you have the iPhone 6, I don't know if it warrants you to upgrade yet. Now, if you're wanting to jump up, make a step up, then go to the iPhone 7 Plus, then yeah, definitely make that jump. This still feels the same in hand. The quality of the screen is still good, just like this phone right here. It is a 720p screen technically, but the colors are vibrant and it's very beautiful. iOS 10 runs great on here. It's really fast. Haven't had any problems with it. Some people seem to think that there's something wrong with this camera, there's a film or something over it, because I compared these two cameras and this one did look not as good. It didn't look as good as this one. I don't know what that was about, but there's nothing wrong with this phone. I still think the still footages on here looked a little bit better on here, but the video footage on here was just flawless, I think. And so, but you can really see and find out about a device if you start to put it next to other devices. And that's why I do that. So I heard some chatter online that the iPhone 6S was better in camera than this one. And the still footages, I admit, they did look better on this one. But I think the video footage on this one looked much better. There's nothing wrong with the iPhone 7's camera that I have. There's no dust in the lens. I got some of the craziest statements. Oh, your lens is scratched, or, you know, something's wrong with your phone. Something's wrong with the software. It's always something, just because someone might have a device and they think it's the world's best, and it's not the world's best. The iPhone 7 in reality is overpriced. Just like this phone right here was, I think these are $850 for the 256 gig. Yeah, this is $869 or something like that. That is too much for a phone. That's like a mortgage, or you can buy a whole car with that. You know, so if you thought I was going to say that the iPhones are worth it in price, no, they're not worth it in price, because these phones only cost less than $300 to make, and less than $200 for some, depending on what it is, and they sell them for 5, 6, 7 times the cost. It's just that simple. And so, but you know, with Apple products, I am a reviewer. Everybody in my family uses Apple products. I use Apple products. I'm not so much a heavy iPhone user. So when you see the iPhone 7 on my channel, you probably won't see much, in just a few comparisons and the full review. And then I use an Android phone for my primary and my BlackBerry as well. But I do like iOS. I do like it. I guess when it comes down to it, people are going to ask me, is this worth it? Well, Jay, well, you said the Note 7 wasn't worth it. No, this one isn't worth it either. And there's the 7 Plus that I got. They're all overpriced. Once you get to a price point of $350 or above, or $400, excuse me, and above, anything more than $400, you're just kind of paying for brand, or you're paying to say that you have it, or, you know, not to say that you're making a bad choice, but the phone itself is being tripled in price, because the OEMs can get away with it. Now, that's a question that somebody wanted me to answer. Is this phone worth it? No, it's not worth the $900 that we paid. It was 9 something with taxes or something, almost $1,000. So, and you throw in cases and all that, you're spending basically $1,000, and it's not worth it. It's not whether you can afford it or not, because right now there are a lot of people don't pay full cost for their phones like some of us. But if you want something, you have a lot of options now to finance on all these companies with zero interest, and some have zero down, no finance charges. That's the best way to buy these phones. So if you weed out the fact that you're paying so much for it, and if you're not doing it up front, what's your complaint? If you're just paying $20 a month or something like that, you can definitely afford that, because most people spend that at Burger King or McDonald's when they go eat for 2 people or 3 people. So look at it like that, man. You're getting yourself a piece of hardware that's fantastic, your device, your phone, you put some insurance on it, buy you a case, and you're done. The software experience on here has been really good. No problems with it at all. Not that I expect any from Apple, but I think the front camera on here is really, really solid. Going up to a 7 megapixel, that is a good one, guys. This phone is good. I mean, it's an Apple iPhone, so I don't really have a lot of problems with iPhones except for dropping them. I've dropped like 4 iPhones. I had to go buy new ones, and didn't drop them from a long distance. But this one is water resistant. And I've seen drop tests on these phones, and they're actually not breaking. That's kind of strange. They're not shattering or nothing. Some people had the camera stop working and the home button or something like that, but they're still functional. So Apple did something different. If you look here, you'll see there's a little concave. See that little dip right there, the volume rocker? Well, you don't see it on the iPhone 7 anymore. So bending this phone, I saw bend tests. People are crazy for buying these phones and bending them. The chances of this happening to you folks, you bending your phone, is like 1 in a million. Because you're probably going to have a case on it. For those that don't wear a case and sit on your phone, which I've done before, it's not going to bend. It won't bend. But just for reference here, you can see there's a little dip here by the volume rocker. That was a weak point for the iPhone 6s. And the iPhone 6, and so phones were bending really easy, but here Apple has solved for that. So all I can tell you is that if you do decide to get the iPhone 7, I think you'll be pretty happy with it. It is the best iPhone. It's not the best phone, that's for sure. I'll have comparisons against some of my favorite phones. Right now, my daily driver, people always ask me what my daily driver is. Well, obviously, one of them is an iPhone 7, soon to be an iPhone 7 Plus as well. But the main phones used is probably going to be the Moto Z Play, because I think that phone has the best hardware at the moment. I enjoyed my Moto Z. I thought that phone had the best hardware, but I've went on record and told you, hey, I sold my Moto Z. And I got the Moto Z Play because, it's just phenomenal. I've got some more videos coming up on the Moto Z Play. Got some accessories to review for you on that, some cases, and people wanted to know what cases you could buy for the Moto Z Play. Well, and I bought some Moto Z Force cases, and I'll show you how they fit. Battery packs and things like that. Just doing my regular run through, but the iPhone 7, guys, it's impressive. I mean, the black is definitely the color to get, not the jet black. I would tell you to avoid the jet black. The black is good. This is still, a small increment upgrade for Apple. It does have the stereo speakers. Someone was in my video that I put up where I was demonstrating the speaker quality. I can't believe people commented and said that this phone only has 1 speaker. I just don't understand. They're not doing their research. They're just kind of babbling on and just going to videos, commenting and leaving, not even watching the videos. The phone has a speaker in the earpiece up here for sound, and it's got one at the bottom here. And they sound great. I've done lots of tests. They sound phenomenal. I got to give credit where credit is due. I'm glad they finally got with the times. You got water resistance. You got dual speakers. It's good. It's a good looking phone, if nothing else. I think this black is just stealthy. You can't even really see the antenna lines on here. It's really good. Now, I have very large hands, as you can see. This is an iPhone 7. I have very large hands. I would definitely recommend that you... Well, see, I'm comfortable typing on this, even though this is a small 4.7-inch screen. That's something about it. The software is tweaked good enough. I don't make a lot of spelling errors. It's not very difficult to type on. Having used one already and having, the other previous models, I'm used to it. But the iPhone 7 is definitely the one I would recommend. And some people are saying you should upgrade because of the camera and all that. I just think you should upgrade because of the size. The 5.5-inch display is beautiful, and it's 1080p, and you do get an upgraded camera, and things like that. But you're not getting that much more difference in here. You're getting 3 gigs of RAM. But remember, end users can't tell the difference. End users cannot tell the difference in the speed of the device because they're not timing themselves when they open applications. So either way, if you decide to purchase this one or the big one, I would definitely recommend the small one for people who have the 5S, not to make too big of a jump. But the iPhone 7 is a go, guys. It's a beautiful phone. Having it now for a few days, it's really solid. And I would tell you definitely to pick one up if you have a 6 or a 6 down. If you have an iPhone 6 down, you should definitely get one of these. If you have this phone right here, don't upgrade to this. I don't think you really need to, because iOS 10 is working flawlessly on there. You get all the same things. You just don't get like water. This phone has got this at launch. It still looks brand new. Keep it in a case or not a box or rocket solid like this. It's been in back pockets for sure. You put a tempered glass on there and you call it a day. But it's still just as good as this phone. So no worries. If you have that's just my recommendation. If you have a 6S, like, this is a 64 gig, and 64 gigs is a lot. A youngster probably could fill that up, but I don't really fill it up like that. But I don't know. Something about this phone this one just feels thinner. I don't know what it is. I know it's not thinner because the specifications I think are exactly the same. I don't know, man. It just feels smaller for some reason. But the design of this black is definitely gorgeous compared to the previous model with the antennas here. I think they did a good job. I think Apple's on the right path, but we need more upgrades from Apple and lower pricing. So Apple, if you're listening, which you're probably not, lower the price on these devices. And thanks for giving us upgraded storage. I do appreciate that. This is a 256 gig. I really appreciate you guys doing that. Some settings here. I appreciate you guys giving us more. There you go. Of that, you see you get 248 capacity. But thanks guys for giving us upgraded storage, and give us a 1080p screen on these little devices, and I think it will go places, man. Is it just magical like they try to say? Far from it. Far from it, guys. Anyway, living with the iPhone 7 for the last few days, it's been really good. I have no complaints. I'll see you guys in the next video. Look for some more cases and a full review maybe in a few weeks or so. Time to shift to the iPhone 7 Plus whenever I can get my delivery this week. See you in the next video.